democracy of the United States of America? How is it that you still have hope, you descendant of enslaved people? How is it that you still have hope? Well, it's because even from the bottom of slave ships, my people didn't quit. Even in cotton fields and rice fields, my people didn't quit. Even when they were whipped and chained and told they had no name, my people didn't quit. Even when they incarcerated us, locked us up for a crack cocaine epidemic created by President Ronald Reagan for under war in South America, my people didn't quit. Even when they defunded our schools, separated us and called us colored and white, even when they put us on lynching trees in the state of Tennessee, specifically in Shelby County, my people didn't quit. Even now, as our own brothers and sisters lay to rest because of the failure of people in positions of power to do something, because people are refusing to pass just laws to end the epidemic of gun violence in the state of Tennessee, my people have yet to quit.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Boy Please Whatever podcast, your favorite podcast, the only podcast that matters. Just going to give you guys some time to get on here. Welcome. This is officially my 10th show, so, make sure you hit the like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you do all of that for me and hit the share button if you will. I'm not live on YouTube right now. Something's been going on with my Wi-Fi, but I did get a better router from Comcast, so we're going to hope and pray that shit works the way it needs to. Hey, bestie. We're going to hope and pray that shit works like it needs to work. So I'm hopefully streaming in better quality as well. I'm also streaming on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcast apps. And make sure you go follow me on TikTok. I've been doing really fucking well on TikTok. I don't know what's up with my Facebook and Instagram algorithms, but on Facebook, I've been doing the goddamn thing. Not Facebook line. On TikTok, I've been doing the goddamn thing. So I've gained a bunch of subscribers. Like I said last week, I'm now able to be monetized on Facebook and Instagram now as well. But I am a few followers short on TikTok. So if you're not following me on TikTok, it's Boy Please Whatever is the name on TikTok. I've been doing really, really well. So more people have been seeing me, reaching out to me. And shout out to Carmine Davis. He has a podcast called The Carmine Davis Show. And he messaged me. He found me on Instagram. Yeah. He has like 17,000 monthly listeners. He's been doing a podcast, I think, for like 4 years now, which is a very long time, especially me now seeing how the shit can go. But I was a guest on his podcast. So hopefully that should air soon. Of course, I'll share it with you guys. I was very excited. We stayed up to like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was very, very excited to do that. So yeah, kudos to me, right? If you guys didn't see, hopefully you saw. If not, go back and watch it. I opened up with a speech from Justin Pierce. He's one of the Tennessee Three. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but the Tennessee Three. Remember the school shooting? What's up, bro? Thanks, Will. The school shooting that happened in Nashville that killed some of the staff. I think three of the staff members and 3 kids. So some of the children in Nashville went to the state capitol to protest about the school shootings, and it fell on deaf ears. Some of the guys tried to call it an insurrection, basically the same shit that happened back when Trump lost the election. He tried to compare it to that because the kids were basically coming to the school letting them know, hey, this is the problem. This is what we are afraid of. And they didn't want to listen. So 3 of the people, Justin Jones, Justin Pierce, and Gloria Pearson, all representatives from different counties in Tennessee. And I know specifically Justin Pearson is from Memphis. He represents Shelby County. And they went out there to, I guess, be in solidarity with the children. So they were in turn expelled from from the chambers or the well, what they call themselves, from their positions basically. But a lot of the white people were upset. The white Republicans were upset, and they had to vote to move to. I think the protest happened on Monday, and they voted to remove them on that Thursday. And the two young black men, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, were removed. They were voted to be expelled. But the white lady, she was the only one that was saved, I think by like one vote, that chose not to expel and let her keep her her position. So I hope you guys took time out and listened to Pearson's closing speech after he saw that he was being after he found out that he was being expelled. And basically, like, if you just go back and watch the whole thing, I think it was a bunch of bullshit, because they were trying to basically tell them to be good niggas and shut the fuck up. And for us, I feel like a lot of the times when, especially the newer generation, we try to, I don't want to say go against the grain, but like, we're just not putting up with the same traditional bullshit that we've always been taught to just sit down, be quiet. It's the white man's world. And we're trying to like break those barriers, but they're not, of course, accepting. So you're always going to be met with adversity when you're doing shit like that. But kudos to those young men. And the lady, she went ahead and said on the thing, on the news interview, that the reason she wasn't expelled was because she knows it was because they were black men and she's a white woman. So but they were just really talking to them like they were pieces of shit the entire time, like basically tell them to be quiet, be grateful that you're here. And there's another guy named Representative Kumar. He basically told the young man, like, be grateful that you're here, basically shut your ass up. But he wasn't even black. He's not even white. He's like Indian or something. I don't know. He had a different descent, but he definitely wasn't a white man. But it was just a bunch of bullshit, if you ask me. I take my hats out to those guys. And also, if you're listening, if you're from the city of Memphis, there will be a rally at the National Civil Rights Museum Wednesday at 12 noon. I think that's April 12th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But yeah, but anyway, like, you just have, we can't do anything. Like, it's almost like we step out of line and we're like they just call us sassy or a uppity nigga, if you will. And there was always a problem, but you had people, the white guys throw temper tantrums, they yell. And another white guy who was a Democrat, he was throwing a temper tantrum. Oh, no, I think he was a Republican. He was throwing a temper tantrum and no one said anything to him about it. It's a march, cousin. Okay, well, it's a march. Thank you, cousin. There is a march at the Civil Rights Museum Wednesday at 12 p.m. And what pisses me off so much is anytime we show emotion, we're always an angry black woman, or the black men are thugs and they're scared of us. What's up, Nicole? And they're scared of us. And but anytime white men show any emotions, or white people show emotions, it always seems to be warranted in their eyes. And the thing is, you guys are. Well, Tennessee, the GOP in Tennessee, they are focusing so much on drag queen readings, right? Like, that's like drag queens are going to be like the death of children. Like, they have to protect the children, so they say. But the fucking children are showing up to the state capitol protesting, letting you know, like, do something about gun control, gun reform, and nothing is being done. But I found out that allegedly Smith & Wesson headquarters are coming to Nashville. So basically, they don't give a fuck about anything except the bottom line, which is always money. And they were saying that if they were asking, well, not asking. I saw on TikTok, Amanda Seals was asking Shelby County residents to reach out to our Metro Council, because they were threatening if we were to reinstate Pearson, they were going to take funding away from Shelby County for our special project. So I just wanted to go ahead and make sure we talk about that before we get into all the funny shit, because it's very serious and it affects all of us. And I'm sure most of my listeners are black. It may not be what you're used to me talking about, but I do think I know that it's very, very important, because you have a white man in there who actually took a piss in one of his in the chambers, in one of a guy's seat that he didn't necessarily like. A guy got in there and said, let's bring back lynching, hanging from a tree. He laughed about it. That was okay. But these young black men, basically, in Miss Gloria, they went out and basically just stood out there with the kids like, I feel what you guys are saying. We're listening. And that was a problem for white Republicans, which we know in Tennessee is a very racist state any fucking way. They had a KKK Grand Wizard statue there they just recently took down. So yeah, make sure you guys are like kind of know what's going on with this. It's called the Tennessee 3 if you want to just look at it from like a broader standpoint and look and research everything. Just look up the Tennessee 3 and you will see. That's right, cousin. We got to talk about everything because it's just like, man, these people aren't giving a fuck about us and they're showing it. So we don't want to be distracted by other shit that's going on that they're trying to like push agendas on, and kids are literally getting killed. I don't know if you guys saw today that there was a shooter at a bank, I think in Louisville. He used to work there, and I feel like it's a Tennessee too, cousin, honestly, but I respect her for, doing what she did and then saying, hey, it was because I'm a white woman that I wasn't expelled. But at the same time, I do kind of get it. Which I think she knows and everybody else knows too. But I'm really looking out for the two black guys. But anyway, there was a shooting today at a bank in Louisville, right? Young guy worked at a bank, young white guy, of course, worked at a bank, and he put some very disturbing shit on Instagram. One post he put, they won't listen to words or protests. So let's see if they hear this. But and I don't, from what I took from that, it was like, okay, they don't want to do anything about gun control, so I'm going to go kill some more people, or as many people as I can, until they listen. That's not the fucking way to go about doing things. But yeah, so this now too, still over number work. Yeah, cousin, that's how I feel too. Like, and I don't knock her for, being a white woman, but what I appreciate about some white people, they acknowledge their privilege and they use it in a positive way versus just, she could have just went home and been like, oh shit, I got my job, fuck the rest. But, I appreciate her for acknowledging her privilege and saying what the fucking issue was. So, but yeah, just wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way and let people know you can't really let people or allow people to silence you. All week long, I have been battling, and that's why I'm doing my show tonight for myself, because talking is a bit therapeutic for me. I've been battling with all of my life, honestly, with dimming who I am in a way. And I've recently come across something called the imposter syndrome. And it's basically an inner saboteur always telling yourself, trying to like convince yourself that you're not doing something right, because I am a perfectionist. So I'm always harder on myself than I should be, because I'm always wanting things to go right. And I shared some stuff with some friends a long time ago that I felt like whenever it was time for people to show up for me in a way that I expected them to, it never really goes that way. And in turn, I try to find delight in just bringing pleasures to others. So I'm saying that, like, for instance, a lot of people think I'm nonchalant, but I think that is just a safety net for me in a way, because to avoid being disappointed in people, I will find the smallest bit of joy in making sure you're enjoying yourself, if I have to be the giver of that enjoyment or the cause of you enjoying it. Because I've always had like a bubbly personality. I've always been very welcoming, just like the life of the party. But growing up, I've always tried to make sure that I wasn't viewed as, oh, he light skinned, he got good hair, he pretty. I've always tried to make sure I didn't come across that way. And in turn, that has turned into me dimming my light and not being comfortable recognizing the powers that I have and the star that I am and the charisma that I have and the way I can light up a room or the way I could tell a joke. Like, we may experience the same thing, but the way I tell it just might be a little bit different. And again, like I said last week, I'm not comfortable with people complimenting me because I'm not used to getting compliments. And I'm not blaming myself, but a lot of times I've put myself in circles with certain people who feel like it's okay to keep me level, which in turn make me think like, am I coming across like an asshole, or am I coming across like someone who thinks they're better than the next person? So I've always struggled with operating in a space of like, bitch, own who you are, be who the fuck you are. And the only time I would let that out is when I feel like I'm really being tried, but me not wanting to experience disappointment in ways, I rather just be chill and pretend like nothing's bothering me, like nothing gets on my nerves. And me saying I'm nonchalant started to become a part of my personality, but I know it's not really. I hope I'm making sense. Like, I've always just been, and it caused me to be a bit prideful and not wanting to share how I feel about certain things and how people make me feel in certain situations, because when I did finally open up to some friends about how I felt, like people really didn't show up for me when I needed them to show up for me, and I started to choose myself and choose what I want to do in my own happiness, I began to lose people that I thought were like holding intricate parts, or played intricate parts rather in my life. For instance, we'll go there. On Oh Honey Girl Please, I was burned the fuck out, right? Me being a perfectionist, my level of professionalism and the things that I wanted to push out there didn't always align with what they thought was good enough. So when I would do things, I had my own way of doing things, and I like to look up the best of the best. And I'm all for people seeing your growth, but I knew the route we were taking with the talk show. We were always like on pop culture. All of us like to, check if you're from another part of the city, they call it jonesing, or you know what I'm saying, or just talking about a person. That was the area that we were going in. So I was like, bitch, if I'm gonna talk about you, I'm gonna at least make sure our shit is top notch. And that wasn't always the case. So I was trying my best to make everything perfect. And in turn, they sat back and watched me do majority of the work under the mask of I'm not as tech savvy as you, or I'm not as good as you are with public speaking. I'm not as good as you are with social media. And that may have been the case, but my thing was, after a certain amount of time, I'm really big on effort and intent. So after a certain time, like, bitch, let's show some type of effort. Like, okay, I see you're trying hard. I see you want to do this. I see you're doing this for the collective. So why not like try to figure out more or help? And that wasn't the case. So I got tired and I quit. And I know on my first show, I was like, nothing happened. Literally nothing fucking happened besides I quit. There was no argument. There was no, no back and forth. But it was just a thing of like, bitch, I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. And when I quit, I lost 2 friends that I thought were my friends. Same thing happened to me last year. I chose myself for my birthday, and the friend who I thought was my number one, everything that I wanted to do, he was contrary to it. And so it kind of just put me back in those places of like, bitch, every time I choose myself, I lose somebody. But it also made me think about, people were so accustomed to you going with the flow and not doing, and like, you know what I'm saying, going with what they wanted to do, because I've always felt like, oh, bitch, I'm good. Whatever y'all want to do, I can adapt. I was so used to adapting when I chose myself and chose what I wanted to do and chose my own happiness over someone else's. That was a problem for some. So I know I'm venting, but I just had to get that off my chest because it's been really bothering me because I've been getting so much attention, well, more attention than I thought I'd be getting so early in the game from doing this podcast. And when I'm getting a lot of compliments from people that I don't know, that I necessarily don't talk to all the time, and it feels good. But once you get that one negative critique, from someone who may be closer to you or whatever the case is, it kind of trumps everything else that you're hearing. And when people would always say that, I'm like, fuck them, fuck the next. But until it happens to you, it's kind of like, oh, bitch, I see what they're saying. Like, you can hear good all day long, and then when you hear bad, that's what really hangs and bothers you the most. So, yeah, I hope this reaches someone who's listening or whatever. I just wanted to encourage you to do what's best for you and stop asking everybody for their opinions of what you feel like you should be doing. If it feels natural to you, if you think it's something that you want to do and you're not harming anybody, go for it. Like, fuck people, because it takes a lot of guts to jump off the porch. Like, I talked to a guy this weekend and he said he has a friend who bought podcast equipment, but he's still too afraid to even start. So if it's something that you're looking to start a business or whatever the case is, like, just go for it. And fuck what everybody got to say. And I know it's easier said than done because I'm struggling with it too. But those who like what's meant for you, you're going to have it. You get what I'm saying? So I try to take that mindset everywhere I go. If there's something that's meant for me to have, I'm going to have it. And block all that negativity out, man. I found some playlists on Apple Music, affirming yourself over and over, and like that shit work. There's powers in words, and make yourself believe it until it starts to come to pass. Like, believe that shit. Believe that you're able to do it. Believe that you have the tools necessary to do it. And if you don't, you have access to find out how to get to it. So stop listening to every fucking body. Do you. And like I said, if it feels natural to you, if it feels good and true to you, and once you get done, you're proud of the product that you put out, that's all that fucking matters. What's up, cousin? Yeah, my cousin Erin has the best fucking seafood in the world. So if you want to get some seafood from her, please do so. Erin Full Wiley. We call her Missy. She has the best shit in the world. But yeah, cousin, what's up, Wonder? Hey, cuz. Yeah, like, you just got to be positive and manifest that shit. Like, don't let people tell you what they think it should be. Again, if it feels true and natural to you, do that shit. It'll stress you the fuck out, and you'll look up and hey, Steven, you'll look up and you're like, man, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Because you're so busy. You're asking too many people. You can't keep asking 5 motherfuckers how they feel about something. I have a friend who can dress his ass off. Every time I'm about to go out of town or buy something, I always send it through him. And one thing he's taught me, he will ask me, how does it make you feel? And that means a lot, because sometimes people don't really give a fuck about how you feel. They just want to tell you what they think and they don't really care about how it makes you feel. So I'm just saying that, like, it was foreign to me to have someone in my life that really thought about asking, like, if you're and making me see, if you don't feel good in it, it doesn't matter if I think it's cute or not, if you don't feel good. And so, like, I'm saying to say, if you don't feel good with what you're doing, or if you feel good about the product that you're putting out, fuck what everybody else got to say. The folks that's going to buy it, and I'm going to say this, you're going to get more support from strangers. That's just the name of the game. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was, but y'all can hear me good. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, you just got to, like, make sure that you're doing what's best for you and what's right for you, and everything else will fall in line, man. Just don't let the negativity get to you, worried about what the next person thinks. If it's good for you, it'll be good for you. If you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the share button for me. And I also need everybody to go to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've gotten like a bunch of subscribers lately, so don't miss the train, bitches, because I am going to eventually come off of Facebook altogether. But yeah, I just wanted to get some of that off my chest. A lot of shit's been bothering me lately. So I think this is therapeutic in a way. All I know is therapeutic for me. So, and don't be uncomfortable to step out. Just make sure once you're ready, do it. Stop asking everybody how the fuck they feel about it. Just do it. Anywho, in lighter news, did you guys see the Monique special? So Monique has a special on on Netflix called I Am Monique, some shit like that. So I am a huge Monique fan, but I'm not biased. If it was trash, I'll say it's trash. If it's good, I'll say it's good. I enjoyed it. I don't know what everybody saw that was just so bad. Me in particular, I enjoyed the Netflix special. Now, was it a knee-slapping, like gut-wrenching laugh? No. But I think it was more of like a tell-all. She was doing her thing. People was like, she cussed too much. She said motherfucker a lot. I curse a lot. I've grown in a family full of cursers, my mom in particular. So I don't really, I didn't notice that she cursed so much, but maybe she did. I have to go back and watch it. But I thought it was good for what it was. She did basically with Chris Rock, and even though he wasn't funny to me either, but she did what Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle and all of them have been doing lately. Like if they go through shit, they come out, they do they tell their perspective, tell what has been happening. And again, with Monique, we really hadn't heard much from her, so she had so much shit to talk about. And I think she just wanted to let everybody know, okay, I come from a cussing family. I come from this. This is why I am the way I am. And it basically explaining herself, because everybody was like, oh, this bitch doing the most. She came for Tyler Perry and Oprah. And at the end of the fucking day, they were wrong. We found out they were wrong. Netflix was wrong, which in turn they gave her a special. So she had a lot to get off her fucking chest. People was like, Monique's not funny. Bitch, your mama's not funny. Monique is funny. Monique has always been funny. She was great on Queens of Comedy. She was great on Def Jam. And my thing is, you just don't get on Queens of Comedy and she was chosen to close the fucking show. That's just not by chance. Like, come on. Monique was funny as fuck on Queens of Comedy. Monique was funny as fuck, and I hate to say this in Precious. Monique was funny as fuck on the Parkers. Like Nikki Parker, she will always go down in history for that. Nikki Parker was funny as fuck. Monique is a fucking icon, and people keep acting like Monique was just not funny. Monique is fucking hilarious. It just wasn't what people thought it was going to be. And so I watched it with an open mind, of course, but in the back of my mind, I was like, let me sit down and watch this because everybody's saying how fucking terrible it is. And it wasn't bad to me. Me too, cousin. And that's what I said too, Steven. She told a story, but Dave Chappelle's been doing it for a minute. Like, Monique is fucking hilarious. Even the awful ass movie she just did, she was funny in that. Like, Precious wasn't supposed to be funny at all. Monique was fucking hilarious in Precious. Almost Christmas, the movie when she made the sweet tea and the girl spit it out, that shit was funny. Like, stop fucking playing and stop playing in Monique's face. Like, y'all have been really hard on her, and like Faison Love, wide back ass was like dragging her. This is a black woman. Why are black men? Pause. Why are straight black men so comfortable with dragging black women? He wants a Netflix special. Bitch, you ain't even that funny. What's the last thing Faison Love been in? He's giving me Kaya vibes. Like, he's always dragging somebody. But why are you so comfortable with dragging this woman? And he even went so far to was like to throw Amy Schumer in it as if Monique's special not being what he thought it should be was proving a point. Like, she's not funny. Y'all gonna stop fucking playing Monique's face. Monique was funny as fuck. And then she came out as bisexual. I appreciate that. Was I shocked? No, she's always been a little tough. She's always been a little tough. But I don't understand it. Like, black men always, and there was a man on social media, he was talking on someone's podcast. I don't know if she was taking live calls or whatever. This man was advertising for a straight man to be his husband, and he's straight. it's like men only want to have sex with women. But I don't understand how you can go so far in dragging a black woman, and your mama's a black woman, your aunt's a black woman, your sisters are black women, your children that you're having by these black women will be a black woman. Whether you have her by a white woman or not, she's going to be a black woman. So what I just don't get it. I understand that they can get on your nerves. You can get on their nerves. We're all human. That's going to happen. But there's like a huge disconnect in the relationship between black men and black women that are like, we're going to have to get it together. I don't understand how you don't see a black woman and have the notion to like protect her. You rather knock her upside her head, try to fuck her, rape her, rob her, and you know what I'm saying, shit like that. And you know, I just don't get it. But yeah, saying that to say, I enjoyed the Monique special. I think she did a great job. Me too, cousin. I only remember his fat ass in Friday in the and Who's Your Caddy when he was showing his ass in the shower. And that's what I think too, Steven. They got mommy issues because a lot of these black mamas are trying to make their boyfriends their kids into their boyfriends and shit, or don't want to teach them how to be a good man for someone else. Because it's not by chance either that you have all these mamas who don't like they sons' girlfriends. That's some weird shit too. That's some really weird shit. Every time your son bring a woman home, you got a problem with it. That's some weird shit we got to dig into too. Yeah, because it didn't even got to be physical protection. Like watch how y'all talk. And I understand in arguing or whatever, you might say some shit, but like even with my sister, me and my sister, we didn't have the best relationship growing up. And my mom would always say, you know, stop talking to your sister like that. Because I was always like, bitch, hoe, fuck you, slut, tramp, bitch, you know. But the older I've gotten, I don't talk to her like that. Does she still get on my nerves the same motherfucking way she did when we was kids? Absolutely. But I'm very careful and mindful because I don't want nobody to think that it's okay to talk to my sister the way they heard me do it. Because we're going to be on your ass like back pockets. So I'm very careful. And I don't want my nephew and my niece to hear me talking about their mom like that. You know? So I just don't think, I don't know what's causing that divide other than mommy issues. But black women are so much more than that. They're always there. Most of us are being raised by black women, were raised by black women. But when you get grown, all you want to do is hang out with the boys and impress these niggas versus going home to your black woman. But, you know, I don't know. I just don't get it. Random shit. Joe Biden announced that he's considering running for president again. I think Joe Biden need to take his ass on to Shady Pines. It's time to retire and play bingo for the rest of your days and checkers and shit. Trump needs to sit his old ass down too. And I'm seeing black people like, we need Trump back. We need Trump. Listen, so I'm not big on politics. Don't shoot me. I don't know what the fuck be going on half the time. Have I noticed a difference in my life with whatever president we have? No. I'm black. I'm poor. I go to work every day, and I struggle to pay my bills like most Americans. So I haven't seen a difference. But what I will not do is pray that Trump comes back because the motherfucker gave us a $1,200 check. Did I appreciate the $1,200 check? Absolutely. But come on, like that's not enough for me to have to deal with these ignorant ass white people that thought they had the balls and the gall to do what the fuck and say what the fuck they want to say, because it still don't let your president get your ass kicked over here. So I saw a lot of black people like, I'm not voting for Joe, bring Trump back, bitch. I didn't like seeing Trump on my TV. I didn't like hearing Trump talk. That's just my 2 cents. But I think Biden is old as fuck. And if you have to be 35, I believe, to run for president, you need to be there needs to be an age cap on how motherfucking long you can be president, or what age you can like fucking stop. Because I think that's a problem too. We got 85-year-old white men who were around when we had whites only bathrooms and shit. And yeah. So, I don't know if everybody knows, but a lot of our aunties are nervous because we have the Freaknik documentary is dropping. I don't know when it's dropping. Somebody told me soon, but then I couldn't find a date last night when I was researching it. If y'all know, let me know. They're supposed to be. Someone said this month, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to share this. Hold on. I'm going to share this for y'all. Where is it at, baby? So, Freaknik 1994 is what got everybody panties out in the bunch. All of our aunties, the people who were down there in Atlanta, Georgia, laying it low and spreading it wide, as they said on Housewives. This is my mommy. So I gave her a call and I was like, hey, girl, you may be on the Freaknik documentary. Just want to let you know in your hot pants. So they went. This is a thing in my family. Like, they were packing up for motherfucking Freaknik like they were going to the Million Man March. This was a big thing in my family. Everybody went. I could not fucking wait to grow up and go to Freaknik. But, of course, times had changed by the time I got old enough to really have real fun. I feel like the 90s was like the best fucking time. Hold on, do y'all see Lois? Hold on. I'm gonna change this around and put Hood. I want to keep her down there so y'all can see my mama. I feel like the 90s was the best motherfucking time to be alive and be an adult in the 90s. That shit looked like it was so much fun. And, I'm sure shit was going on, but it wasn't like this. My cousins used to go to Denim and Diamonds and the Mirage and Prince on the Hill and all those, and the Red Apple and all those clubs, and like Wet Willis had just opened up, so that was a thing. So yeah, that's Lois, Missy. So yeah, that was a thing, and I wanted to live in the 90s. I feel like it was just some shit going on, but I brought this up because I want to tell a Freaknik story. So my dad and my mom would go to Freaknik, and they wouldn't go together, right? My mom would go with her homegirls, and my dad would go with his homeboys. So my dad used to work for Holly Myers when I was growing up. If you remember the old furniture store, he was a delivery driver for Holly Myers, and he would always bring his truck home. So he, like an idiot, him and his friends took pictures with Polaroid cameras, and they went and got them developed. I'm assuming one of his other friends kept the actual photos because my dad's married, so I don't know who he got to keep the pictures, but he didn't have them. But the idiot had the fucking exposures in his truck. My mom, being nosy as fuck, I don't know why she was going through the truck. I don't know what she was doing, but she found them. She found the exposures, took them to Walgreens, got them developed. And my dad, and this is me regurgitating exactly what my mama told me, because I got clearance from her last night before I tell this. I asked her, could I tell it? And she said that my dad came home thinking he was going to get some pussy. And these are her exact words. Your dad came home thinking he was going to get some pussy. And my mom had the pictures, so I guess my dad, I don't know how he was positioned across the bed or what the case, or if he had on clothes or whatever the case, but she said he thought he was going to get some pussy, and she was flicking the pictures at him. She was flicking the pictures at him like playing cards, like, this what you been doing, nigga? This what you was doing? And I remember there was one argument, one point she made in particular. There was a woman bent over, and I'm assuming her pants were down. And my dad, I don't know if he had his thumb in the bitch ass or her pussy, but it was too much for my mama's liking. And there was a big, big problem in our household. My dad was young and out here being whorish, but they're still together. Actually, shout out to my parents. Wednesday, April 12th, they will be married 33 years, and they've been together for 40 years. So shout out to my parents, man. They've endured a lot. Young shit, being young, and all of that. But anyway, Freaknik is. I really wish I'd have win. I cannot wait to see the fucking documentary. I bet it's going to be some funny shit. We need to have a watch party. I hope and pray my dad is on someone's tape acting a fucking fool. I doubt my mom is because she's always been kind of snooty and conservative. So she says. But I know my dad was down there acting a motherfucking donkey. I really wish I could have gone to Freaknik. Just imagine. The closest I've got to Freaknik is Koji Convention. Just imagining how much fucking fun it would be just to ride out in the street. Traffic is stopped. People just acting a fucking fool. But yeah, that's gonna be on Hulu. My mom used to be there, and gosh, I want to go. Cousin, I used to listen. My mom and them will come back with Freaknik shirts, like just like I want to go to Freaknik so fucking bad. There was a thing in our family like that when our folks got older. Like my cousin, my auntie Tan and cousin Tasha and Chicken and all of them, like they were able to go. And I was like, bitch, if they still doing this in 2007, I'm going. But I don't know when the last year. I think the last year was like 98. I don't know. But I heard Freaknik started as a college picnic or college block party or something like that. You know. But I guess it wasn't meant for me to go because I would have acted a fool. I'd been eating penicillin like it was fucking Skittles. Oh Lord. But yeah, fuck I wanna go. Have y'all been my mom had tapes I used to try to sneak and watch and shit. Listen, cousin, I'm gonna call my Uncle Keith. Uncle Keith, if you're watching, because he's gonna record everything, but I don't know if Uncle Keith ever went with them though. Somebody gotta have some tapes. We need to have a watch party. This shit was like it was just so much fucking fun. But have y'all been watching oh, let me go here first. Go here. My cousin live in Atlanta. Do y'all motherfucking know that a haircut in Atlanta is 70 fucking bucks? A haircut in Atlanta costs $70. Before I pay you, what's that, $280 a month? Because I have to go every week because my hair grows fast. Before I pay you $280 a month, I'll walk around like them hoes from Wakanda Forever. I refused. And I know inflation and people got to pay with, I get it. I ain't knocking your hustle, but bitch, like coming from Memphis when a nigga paying 25 and I get to Atlanta 5 hours away and y'all charge the motherfucker $70. I'd rather you do me a sew-in. I just walk around a motherfucking, I walk around with a motherfucking 27 piece. I'm not paying, what? I'm gonna have to go bald, and that's one of my biggest fears. My forehead already big. I know that this head large, but bitch, who? I can't. I just have to put some motherfucking leave-in conditioner and shit and wolf it out. I just think $70 is a bit much. When I went down there in November, I paid $60, but I was desperate. I was going to another vacation from my vacation because some shit happened. I had to stay over in Atlanta like an extra 3 days, but I was desperate, so I had to get the haircut. But I couldn't imagine. That's the type of shit you got to budget. Like, you have to add that in your monthly budget. Like, me now, I can come up with $20. I can get a motherfucking haircut, you know, whatever. But 70 motherfucking dollars, that's a bill. That's $240. No, that's $280, right? 7 times 4, 28. That's $280 a month. The boys will only get a line when we in Virginia with 85. For a line? Bitch, let me tell you something. I'm gonna get some guards, and I'm gonna have to learn my motherfucking self. Because I am planning on leaving Memphis next year. You heard it here first. I plan on leaving Memphis, and Atlanta is one of the places on my radar. Atlanta, Charlotte, or Dallas, Texas. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm gonna have to budget in who got the cheapest motherfucking haircuts too. Cause I can't imagine giving a motherfucker $70, and then in Atlanta you got to prepay. Like when you book somebody, there's an app called The Cut. When you book a motherfucker, you got to prepay for your haircut. So I don't know. I think that's a lot. That is a lot. I'll just be writing down random shit. I also saw this young lady took a picture. Did y'all see it? It was viral on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, this young lady took a photo in jail and was like, I'm facing 21 years, but I ain't no snitch. I don't know who the fuck you afraid to tell on, But bitch, as they used to say in the church, the half ain't been told. Quiet upstairs, cousin. The half ain't been told. If you think that I'm about to do 21 years in jail for any motherfucking body, knowing that especially if I didn't have any dealings in like the crime, like if you give me this backpack or some shit and it's full of cocaine and if whether I know or not and I get caught, yeah, I make the choice of doing dumb shit. But bitch, I'm not. If they tell me, "Oh, we can give you 5 if you tell it on your mama," guess what? Like, bitch, I'm his eyes on the sparrow. Bitch, I sing because I'm free. Bitch, ain't no way in fuck. I don't love anybody that much. Jail. They tell you when to eat, sleep, shit, move. Absolutely could not do it. I could not go to jail. I could not. My mugshot will go down in history because, bitch, I would be crying. Oh, I would be weeping and wailing. Bitch, Deidre, don't you weep. I would be crying so motherfucking hard to my going to jail. And she was like glorifying this shit like, bitch, I'm not snitching. Ho, I'm telling it. If you do crimes, this is a PSA. If you are a criminal, do not befriend me because, bitch, I'm going to sing every song I know. I'm going to sing every song I know. When you see me in that motherfucker, they gonna bring me some Whataburger, bitch, sold to the highest bidder. So my answer, don't ask me to do anything illegal. Cousin, I'm not going to jail. And the thing is, if you think I'm about to take the charges for you, or if I'm in jail for you and you don't say nothing, because if me and you together, cousin, say for instance, me and you together, and quick, I would tell it. Because I'm gonna expect you to speak up and say, I can't let my cousin go down like that. Bitch, you think I'm Quick, you think you're gonna be at TV without me? No, we're gonna have to go together. Now we'll have a good time in jail together, cousin. We have a motherfucking ball together. But if you think you finna just be out living La Vida Loca and shit, and I'm in prison for 21 years for some shit, nah. Even they cut my time in half, I'm telling it. I'm sorry. There's no way possible. I don't understand the whole street code shit of not snitching. You got me fucked up. I'm telling every motherfucking thing I know. I will have a ball. You put me in jail with the right friend now, we have a motherfucking ball. Just let me get this phone. Keisha, I do this podcast right from prison, baby. We have a motherfucking ball. We have numbers. Yeah, it's much better when we're free. You know, I need some green tea shots and shit now. But I don't get the bitch was like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell her. I'm not gonna snitch. Hopefully, I don't know about it. I don't know about the shit. I'm sorry. Before we go, what did I watch last night on TV? The Escaping SWV thing. Have y'all been watching that? I think that is I just want Candy. And Candy, hear me well. You're rich, and I know I say I pride myself on not acting like I'm better than anybody. I try not to. But bitch, there is never a time I'm gonna let a hoe play in my face and I know I'm filthy rich. Cause I can't wait till the day I can tell a bitch, ho, I can buy you and sell you. That's I want to tell a bitch really bad. Oh, I can buy you and sell you. That's all I need Candy to say. You ain't got to read a bitch. You ain't, because I don't think she got it in her. Because she like to cry and fight, and that's cool. But I just need you to get a hoe together. But the whole fiasco on the last episode was who was going to close the show between SWV and Escape. And Escape wanted to close with Understanding, and SWV wanted to close with Weak. Me, being a music lover, if I was at a concert, I would rather go home to Weak than Understanding. Understanding is a good song, but bitch, I'm not here to see fucking Layla Hathaway. That was the most boring concert I ever been to. I was listening to Layla Hathaway one time, y'all, and Quad had thought I liked the girl like that, and he bought me some tickets to Layla Hathaway concert. Bitch, it took everything in me not to go to sleep in that woman concert. It took the oil from me, and we was like on a 10th row, baby. Quad had spent a grip, baby, and ooh, Bitch, I had rather go see Johnny Taylor, bitch. I did not want to see Layla Hathaway. I was so fucking bored. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, Steven. I wanted to, bitch, if I'm rich and like, I ain't gonna say like I'm just trying anybody because I know I got the money. But bitch, I can hide you, ho, if I want to. That's what I'm on shit like that. Like, bitch, if you playing with me, like Candy hoes been playing in your face, yeah, do what you gotta do. But I'm talking about Latasha and Rocky, because bitch, Latasha act like she don't know what the fuck her husband doing. It ain't too much shit going on in my house that I don't know about. You stole your sister money. Your mama know you stole your sister money. I think you put some down in your mama's house with your sister money. That's why your mama didn't say shit. You stole your sister money. She has the proof, and you still lying about it. Your husband's a crook. And you really can't. Let me say this: Latasha Scott is not the best singer in Escape. Your sister sings all over you, and I don't think she recognizes that. She's trying to like live this fantasy of being this solo singer. Tasha Scott is the second best singer in Escape. Your little sister Tamika sings all over your ass. Point blank. Period. But Escape was saying they don't think they'll ever do another, not Escape, SWV said they don't think they will ever do another tour with Escape because they felt disrespected after watching the show. I kind of can see that it was just a lot of stuff that they need. I think the management should have been discussing versus the people individually. I think, that's when personal relationships start to kind of get murky when you kind of when you may feel like a bitch coming for you, or feel like they better than you, or feel like they should be doing something a little different, or coming like as far as being a headliner or coming out first or singing last or closing the show, whatever. But yeah, Tasha Scott, I'm sick of you. You sound like Anita Wilson, some motherfucking body. And yeah. Anyway, I think that is all I had to do. I'm sorry, the beginning of my show was a venting session. I had a lot of stuff I need to get off my chest, but I feel better. So, yeah, next week I'm more than sure I will have a guest for the podcast. I enjoy having guests because I can have someone to bounce off of and have conversations with, right? So if I reach out to you, don't be afraid. If you are afraid, just tell me, because I do not want to get you at my fucking house and you act like we are syndicated on NBC. It's just my living room and it's just on Facebook and YouTube for now. So don't be scared. It's nothing much, just nothing to but to do it. But again, thank you guys for tuning into the Boy Please Whatever podcast, your favorite podcast, the only podcast that matters. I came up with that on my own. It just flowed out naturally one day. I just keep saying it. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. If you see this from my other page, follow D Smith II. I'm also, this episode will be available on the podcast streaming app: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts. There's one more I'm on. I don't know the name of it. I just found out I was on it today. But mostly everybody got iPhones and Android, so most of my followers come from Apple and Spotify. So make sure you guys subscribe. And if you are subscribed, go leave me a review on Apple. If you have a Android, leave me a review on Spotify. Most of my people have been following me on YouTube, so I do appreciate that. I shot up from like 20 subscribers to like 111, and the same thing happened overnight with my with my TikTok subscribers and my Apple Podcast. I keep saying Apple Music. My Apple Podcast followers, they started to shoot up as well. So shout out to TikTok again. TikTok has been booming for me, and they like my reels. So I always get a lot of love from people and followers from TikTok from the little stupid shit that I say randomly. So again, if I reach out to you to be on my show, just let me know. And if you want to be on my show, shoot me an inbox and we can talk about it. Just depends on what you want to talk about. Please be able to have a conversation. Do not sit here and smile and let me talk by myself, because I'd rather do. If we're going to talk alone, I'd rather just do this. But so far, so good. I've enjoyed every guest I've had. But I don't know if you guys noticed my time. I did push it up to 7 o'clock because 8 o'clock is kind of late sometimes and people are busy and I'm sleepy and shit like that. So I'm up all night or either taking off work the next day, which I need to stop doing. So there will be more announcements coming soon. I am going out of the country at the end of May. I won't be back until that Monday evening, so I don't know what I'm going to do as far as the show is concerned. But we will have to figure that out. But of course, I'll let you guys know ahead of time. And peace, motherfucker.